Hi friends, Namaste. I am Ananta Sharma. In the previous video, we discussed the Dasha and Antardasha when Mrs. Indira Gandhi became the Prime Minister of India in uh, in 1966. Then this is the second time she became the Prime Minister in 1971. So Mrs. Indira Gandhi achieved a great success, great victory in 1971 midterm elections to the Lok Sabha with a thumping majority and became the Prime Minister for the second time. That was really one of the greatest victories in the history of our independent India. So this time it was wholly, totally on her own merit. By then, her caliber and abilities were very well proved. She came out of the shadow of her father, Jawaharlal Nehru. So it was in March 1977 when Meena Mahadasha was operating from 19th November 1961 to 19th November 1972, 11 years. And the Antardasha was Makara, that is from 1971 to December 71. So Makara, each Antardasha is for 11 months. Because the Mahadasha is for 11 years, each Antardasha runs for 11 months. So the Antardasha was Makara from January 1971 to December 1971, 11 months. So we already know these Dasha Karakas for this Miyana Maha Dasha, and they are displayed on the screen. So the Antardasha, now see, the Antardasha sign Makara is the 11th from Mahadasha sign. 11th from Mahadasha sign. 11th house is always good to have any gains. The 11th house from Mahadasha sign Meena, it is good. Then, because the present study is about the person, the power and position of the native, then we have to see the 10th house from Antardasha Rasi also together with the Antardasha Rasi. We must consider the 10th from Antardasha sign also together with the Antardasha sign. So we must consider the Antardasha sign Makara, the 10th from Antardasha sign Thola, the lords Saturn and Venus in one group, say group A, and consider A10 Rajyapada, that is Mena, sorry, Dhanush. Rajyapada A10 Dhanush, the 10th from A10, that is Kanya, they lost Jupiter and Mercury, and also the 10th Dasha Karaka Jupiter, K10, also is one set. A10, Lord of A10, and the 10th Dasha Karaka, this is one set. The other set is A5, Lord of A5, and the 5th Dasha Karaka, that is another set. If these two sets combine only, then the native achieves power and position. A5, Uttarpada, that is Vrushabha. And the 5th from A5, Kanya. They lost Venus and Mercury. And the 5th Dasha Karaka, that is Mercury. These are in group B. So you must see if the Padas, Karakas, and planets in group A and are connected to those in group B. So that is, each of the factors in group A must be connected to at least any one of the factors in group B. So the Antardasas in Makara, come to Makara. The Antardasas in Makara is occupied by its own Lord Saturn. Any sign occupied by its own Lord means the Lord is strong and the sign is strong, but he is a malefic by nature. and is a malefic Dashakaraka. So the Antardasha sign Makara is occupied by its own Lord Saturn, the eighth Dashakaraka, K8. Saturn is a natural malefic and also a natural and a malefic Dashakaraka. Meena is obviously Makara. The Antardasha sign Makara is also uh, occupied by Ketu, the seventh Dashakaraka, K7. Ketu is a mild benefic. Why I am saying mild benefic is Rahu is a strong malefic. Ketu is a mild benefic. About Ketu, Rahu, there is no controversy. Rahu is a malefic, always a malefic. But with reference to Ketu, there are instances where Jaimini himself says Ketu is not a malefic in this context. Ketu is a benefic in this context. So he mentioned several times, for example, about Charadasha. When discussing Charadasha, Jaimini says Ketu is a benefic in this context. So Ketu is but it is a mild benefic. So experience also shows Ketu is more a mild benefic than a malefic. Then now see the aspects. Antardasha and Makara is occupied by two planets, Saturn and Ketu. Okay. Then see the aspects received by Makara. A Sun and the Mars from Simha. Sun and Mars from Simha are aspecting Makara. Both are natural malefics. They are very strong planets. And then Sun is the strong means naturally Mars and Sun are very strong, very malefic, aggressive, like that. So both natural malefics, Sun is the third and 12th Dashakaraka, and Sun is the uh, both are natural malefics. Sun is the third and 12th Dashakaraka, and Mars is the fourth Dashakaraka. So Mars is a benefic. See, about fourth house, I want to tell you one thing. You know the Kandras, first, fourth, seventh, 10th. This order, first, fourth, seventh, 10, also indicates the range. The range of those houses. First house is a benefic. Okay. Fourth house, just a little better benefic. Seventh house, still further benefic. 10th house, the most powerful. So 10th house most powerful, Lagna least powerful. Again, fourth house also is a little above Lagna in strength and Shobhatva. Otherwise, it is a little more than ordinary. So not a very great benefit, I must tell you. So both are natural malefics. Sun is the third and 12th Dashakaraka, a malefic Dashakaraka, but Sun is the natural Karaka for power and position. Mars is a benefic. Mars is a benefic Karaka, Dashakaraka, K4. Mars is a benefic Dashakaraka K4. Mars is also the lord of Vrishchika, which is the 11th house from Antardasha sign Makara. Any aspect by the 11th house from any house. So Masha is aspected by Saturn, means Masha, 11th house from Masha is Saturn, like this. Aspect by 11th house for any house is good. So that Mars is the lord of Vrishchika, which is the 11th house from Makara, the Antardasha sign. Vrishchika is aspected by malefic Rahu from Karkataka. Then a powerful or aspect. Wait. So Vrishchika is aspected by a malefic Rahu from Karkataka. Then presence or aspect of Rahu in the 11th house is always good. So even Rahu in the 11th house, Arudha Lagna, is good, a good Dhanakaraka. Then Lord of, we may notice that the so far all the connections to the Antardasha sign, all the connections to the Antardasha sign are from malefic planets only, Saturn, Mars, and Sun. These malefic planets and benefic planets, they also indicate one more thing, the attitude of the person. The attitude of the person. So in the 71, how strong she was. She waged a war against Pakistan to liberate Bangladesh. So that is a good achievement, very great achievement. Then the opposition leader, Atal Bihari Vajpayee, described Indira Gandhi as Kali in the parliament. So that is a sign of encouragement by the entire nation stood by her in that context. So that strong mind, willpower, aggressive nature. So these are the qualities of Sun and Mars. The only benefic aspect upon Makara and the Lord Saturn is from Jupiter. Again, Jupiter aspects. So Vrashabha, the Putrakaraka A5, the Putrapada A5. Jupiter is in A5. Jupiter is aspecting Makara. That is a good sign. Jupiter is a success. Jupiter is the 10th Dashakaraka Ketan and also the Lord of 8th Dhanusu. So far, the Antardasha sign, Makara, and the Lord are connected to A5 Vrashabha, A10, and Lord of 8th Jupiter. So the most important connections are, we have so many other connections. The important connections are 10th house, A10, Lord of A10, and K10. That's all. A5, Lord of A5, and K5. These are the 6 points very important. So far, now see the 10th from Antardasha sign. The 10th from Antardasha sign is Tola, is occupied by benefics, Mercury and Venus. Mercury is the Mercury is the sixth dasha. Mercury is the fifth dasha karaka, and also the Lord of Kanya, which is the fifth from A5, and also the 10th from A10. 10th from A10, fifth from A5. Two in one. That is Kanya. Venus is the sixth Dashakaraka, K6. And the Lord of case A6, Tola. Tola is the sixth pada, A6. Lord of Venus is A6. That is fighting. Fighting. The Lord of A6 is Tola, and also the Lord of A5 Vrishchika. So Tola is aspected by Mars and Mars, Sun, and also by Moon, Lord of A9. Jupiter also is aspecting Tola. Mars is K4 and a benefic Karaka. Sun is the natural Karaka for political power. And a malefic Dashakaraka. Sun is a malefic Dashakaraka. Karaka third, K3 and K12. Moon is the ninth Dashakaraka, but also the Lord of Karkataka, A9. So ninth house is, 9th house and 10th house combination. Similarly, in Jaimini also, K9, A9, Rajyapada, and Rajyapada are very important yoga padas, yoga padas. So there is a Raj Yoga given by Jaimini. If Janmalagna is occupied by A9 Bhagyapada and Atmakaraka is in Kandras or Konas, it is a great Raj Yoga. So Bhagyapada means Arudha of the ninth house, always a benefit. So we have Jupiter. Jupiter is a natural benefic. Jupiter is the Lord of Aten and also the ninth from A9. A9 is Karkataka, ninth from A9 is Mena. And Jupiter is A1 and Ketan, a king of all the Shakarkas. King of all the Shakar, K1 means Lagna Ketan means 10th Lord Rajyadipati. Lagna Rajyadipati, we know, they are the kings of the chart. So So Jupiter is K1 and K10. So K10 occupies A5, Prashabha, and aspect both the Antardasha sign Makara and the 10th from Antardasha sign Thola. So Jupiter, he is a two in one, 10th Bhava and 5th Bhava. He is a K10, Lord of A10, and he is in A5, Vrishabha. So, 10th bhava and 5th bhava combined. And he is aspecting Antardasya Rasi as well as the 10th from Antardasya sign, that is Tola. So, Jupiter represents both 10th house and 5th house because he occupies A5 and he himself is the Lord of A10 and first Dashakarka. Now you can check the connections. Antardasha sign Mesha is occupied by, Antardasha sign Makara is aspected by A5, Lord of A10, Antardasha Karka Jupiter is also aspected by the royal planet Sun. The 10 from Makara is Thola, is occupied by lords of A5 Venus and lord of 5th from A5, that is Kanya, and the 5th Dashakaraka. So all the required connections are fulfilled. So he became the prime minister. So there must be some Raja Yogas also. I told you Raja Yogas, for example, Atmakaraka and Putrakaraka combination is a great Raja Yoga, the greatest Raja Yoga. So then here we don't have Karakarakas. We have only Dashakarkas. So just corresponding to fifth. So Putrapada we have here. A5 Putrapada here also we have. Then PK Putrakaraka, Charakaraka. Now we have fifth Dashakaraka. Like that we can verify the Rajyogas. In the Dasha Antardasha analysis, we do not have Charakarakas like Atmakaraka, Ramachakaraka. Correspondingly, we have Dashakarakas K2, K3, K5, K10, etc. So AK, AMK combination in the is the same as K1 and K5 combination. K1 and K10 combination. The other combinations also like this, you can just take the corresponding karakas. 10th, that is Amachakaraka, corresponding Dashakaraka is K10, like that. So he is like AMK, that is the 10th Dashakaraka, is like AMK Amachakaraka, who signifies the Karakatas of the 10th bhava. Jupiter is in a mutual aspect with, so Jupiter K1 and K10, Lord of A10, Lord of 9th from A10. He is like Lagnadhipati, then Rajyadhipati, and also like Bhagyadhipati, like that. So he combines with the Lord of A5, Venus, Mercury, K5, and Lord of 5th from A5. So he is closely connected to 5th house and Lord and Karaka. Then Lord of Venus, Lord of A5 Venus, and the Lord of 5th from A5 Mercury. So Venus and Mercury are together and they are in mutual aspect with Jupiter, the Mahadashakaraka, Dashakaraka, K1. So in fact, the victory of Mrs. Gandhi in 1971 midterm election is much more great and significant than the victory in 1967. So, or the event of becoming the prime minister for the first time. Let us study the strength of and Antardasya signs Makara, the 10th from Antardasya sign, that is Tola. The Antardasya sign Makara is occupied by its own lord Saturn. Saturn is a malefic, benefic is a malefic. Saturn is a malefic by nature and malefic Dashakaraka K8. But the Antardasha sign is occupied by its own lord. That is the strength. Let him be a benefic or a malefic. Makara is aspected by Jupiter from Vrishika. Jupiter is also a benefic and also the benefic Dashakaraka. Besides, Jupiter is the lord of Mena, which is the Mahadasha sign. So this is a great strength to the Antardasha sign Makara to have the association and aspect of lords of Antardasha sign and lord of Mahadasha sign. Makara is aspected by Mars, who is the lord of Vrishchika, which is the 11th house from Makara. So Makara has Jupiter benefic in the trine, 5th house, and the 9th house is vacant. So 5th house has Argala. So Makara has Mars in this, Makara has Moon in the 2nd house, and it is Ardhargala. Makara has Jupiter in the 5th house. 5th house is also an Argala house. If it is formed by only benefic planets. If the 5th house is occupied by a benefic planet, 9th house must be vacant. 9th house is occupied by a benefic, 5th house must be vacant. So Makara has Jupiter, benefic in the 5th house, Kwana trine. And the 9th from Makara, that is Kanya, is vacant. So Jupiter forms another Argala. So here, see the 10th from Antardasha in Makara is the Tola. Tola is occupied by two benefics, Mercury and Venus. It is aspected by Jupiter, the Jupiter, as they are benefics. This is also a good strength. All the three are benefics. Mercury, Venus, and Jupiter are all benefics. Jupiter is associated with Thola is associated with and aspected by Lord of Mahadasha and Jupiter, and the Lord of Thola, Venus, which is again a great strength. Thola is also has Saturn in the 4th house. That's one Argala house, and two planets, Mars and Saturn, in the 11th house. See, the planets in the Argala houses are malefics. What does it indicate? That is the strong will of the native, aggressive attitude of the native. This is the Tripad Argala. As the Antardasha sign and the 10th from Antardasha sign, and their lords are very strong. Compare the strength of this Mena Makara sign to that of Mena Karnataka period when Mrs. Gandhi became the Prime Minister the first time. You compare how to compare. You already I told you. You try yourself. Hence, the Mahadasha, Antardasha period shows all the required connections uh, to make the native a prime minister.